Hello, gamers. Oh, sheesh. Welcome back to another amazing live stream by yours truly. How are we doing today, guys? We're playing more Danganronpa, and things are getting a little heated right now in the game. We just found a dead body, and we think it could be Kirigiri, but you know, we still gotta do some investigation. All right, we'll get into it. Don't worry. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be playing more Danganronpa. I thought about playing Ghost Trick today, but I'm really into the story right now and I don't want to interrupt it too much. So we're playing more Danganronpa today. Let me switch over. Well, let me pause the music first. Jeez. Oh, jeez, man. Switch all over to the gamer screen and get you some of that sick Danganronpa music. Yippee! Also, hello, Jay. You're first this time. You beat Anarchy. Oh my goodness. I'm excited. I think things are gonna get a little kooky and a little crazy. Alright. Let's get in here. Load game, please. We are... God damn. Here we go. Continue. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so like I said, last time we were here, we found a body and then it literally exploded, so it literally just exploded. So we're trying to I guess look at the remnants. Let's start with the most obvious. This shit. Right now I have to focus on the body. Damn it, Makoto! Focus on the body, there's not that much left. I should take a close look at the body one more time.
So,
If fucking Genocide Jill didn't rip that mask off, we could have looked at the body more.
watch yourself, Makoto. She may be dead, but she's still a girl.
Don't worry, I don't plan on touching the body all that much. I'm not Kyoko after all. No. Let me look at... Okay. I guess I'll look at the body first before Makoto starts crying at me. Hold on, there's something on the ground there. Oh, now you want me... Fuck you! Let me look. There's something next to the body. It's a key? Is it what Kyoko took from Monokuma? That's not the same key. But what did you steal?
So...
I stole this. A key? But looking at it, I could tell it wasn't just any key. It was shaped like Monokuma. It was probably the only key of its kind on Earth. That's right, the key she stole was shaped like Monokuma. This isn't anything like that. Then this key is...
What?
What is it? Did you find something? Yeah, this key was on the ground near the body. I've never seen this key before. What could it possibly go to? So, even you don't know then. Makoto, I'm going to give you a very important task. Huh?
I see.
That key might give you access to certain areas we thought were locked. You mean...
So, in other words...
The biolab, the data center, the headmaster's room, and the dorm rooms on the second floor. It's in your hands. So I'm your errand boy now? Damn, and I got kicked out. I wasn't done looking at things yet. I guess since we're on the floor, we'll go biolab. Meow. The biolab was definitely locked before. Okay, let's give it a shot. When I went to insert the key, I'd found in the garden into the keyhole. The key isn't even close to fitting, which means the key doesn't go to this room. I mean, I could have told you that, but you know, I'm just letting Makoto have his fun. Bro, taking those corners is rough. What else was locked? The headmaster's office? The headmaster's room was locked before. Okay, let's give it a shot. When I went to insert the key I'd found in the garden into the keyhole... Huh? The key won't go in. I guess that means the key doesn't go to this door. No, it is this way, right? Data center. The door to the data center was definitely locked before. Okay, let's give it a shot. When I went to insert the key I'd found in the garden into the keyhole... Click. It fits. Then this is the key to the data center. I'd managed to unlock the data center. I guess all that running around paid off. I'd have to go tell everyone else. I immediately headed back to the garden. Besties, you're not gonna believe this. So you're back. How did it go? I found out which room the key goes to. It's the data center down on the 4th floor.
Huh?
Then we can go into the data center now?
I see.
Interesting. But why did the now deceased have that key on them? I suppose we'll have to go to the data center and find out. Yeah, I think you're right. Here we are. Looks like the door is still unlocked.
Hey, so when you open that door, there's not gonna be another huge kaboom like before, right?
You were asking that question now? Don't worry, we have Makoto. That's crazy, you're using my ass as bait! What?
In other words...
It's in your hands. Again? It means I trust you. Now wait a minute, you're gonna help me kick my feet and giggling in a minute. That's an absolute lie. I'm just being used. Alright, let me talk to my friends one more time before I get blown up and die. Master told you he trusts you? Master told you that? Well, don't let it get to your head. I am so not happy about any of this.
Okay. It'll be fine. Makoto's on the job. Not that that's any kind of guarantee.
Not a guarantee? Does nobody believe in me? I'm totally sure there won't be another kaboom. For serious. But, just to be safe, I'm gonna go stand somewhere else. This group of people are fucking haters. I said I trust you. You now have an obligation to live up to that trust. I reached out and put my hand on the door. I closed my eyes and tried to clear my mind. With a silent prayer, I opened the door. Nothing happened. After making sure I was still alive, I opened my eyes. I slowly opened my eyes, geez. In a word, that room was strange. I mean, all the rooms up till now were strange, but this room had a special kind of strangeness. It wasn't a surface fear like the rest of the school. Here, the fear was lurking beneath the surface. The room was filled with that kind of dread.
What?
Hey, that's... Hiro extended a trembling hand and pointed. Look at those monitors on the wall. Look what they're showing. Each monitor displayed a different section of the school. The dorms, the classrooms, every part of the school was covered. This is...
What?
It's the direct feed from every single surveillance camera. All the cameras in the school feed back into this room, and they're being displayed here on these monitors.
So that's it.
So the sole purpose of this room is to watch us. To watch us?
Huh?
Then this room is...
It's all clear now.
The Mastermind's private room, without a doubt. The Mastermind's room? I guess that makes sense. So the Mastermind was here. Watching us. Then I think this settles it.
Huh?
Huh? The body in the garden. If they had the key to this room, it can only mean one thing. That the body of Mukuro Ikusaba and sorry, I can't fucking read. That was the body of Mukuro Ikusaba, and she was the mastermind.
Huh? Then the mastermind is dead? Like, really, really dead?
It would seem so.
What?
For serious?
It's too bad they had to go and die before Master could kill them himself.
The mastermind is dead? Could that really be true? Does that mean it's all over? Because, I mean, that body... Whatever happened, they obviously didn't die a natural death. So, who was it that... But if the mastermind really is dead, that means we can finally get out of this hellhole.
How about that?
We gotta hurry up and find the exit. Come on.
That's enough.
No, we have to check this area thoroughly first.
Huh?
Huh? But what about the exit? If the mastermind truly is dead, we can leave whenever we decide to. But right now, we need to find out why the mastermind set up this life or death game in the first place. And I'm bothered by the fact that the mastermind was obviously murdered.
What?
Murdered? So you think so too, huh?
Naturally.
The state of the corpse makes it plain as day. There's absolutely no doubt. Wait 1 second. Okay. The mastermind was murdered.
But
Why is it gotta be that way? I mean, who could have even done it?
Such ignorance.
That's exactly why I said we needed to investigate the purpose and identify... wow. Maybe I shouldn't have played Danganronpa today, considering for some reason I can't read. That's exactly why I said we need to investigate the purpose and identity of the mastermind.
I'm telling you!
Now do you understand, you useless insect? You're banned from talking to Master ever again! The mastermind's purpose and why they were killed. This room may very well hold the answers to those questions. After all, the mastermind must have spent who knows how much time here. Okay then, let us begin our search. It's time to uncover the identity of the mastermind. I've got, like, the mind of, like, a mastermind. Why was the mastermind murdered? To figure that out, we need to find out the identity and purpose of the mastermind.
Geez, I can't believe how many monitors there are. My eyes are flickering as fast as they are.
I don't know if I read that right, but I'm too lazy to turn around and check again.
I mean, I want to know why they were killed as much as the next guy, but also I really want to get out of here.
What's your problem?
Hurry up and find something for Master.
Wait a minute, is that my room? That kind of looks like my room right there. Okay, let me look at the stuff. There's nothing showing up on this one.
Huh? Hey, look. Next to that TV. Isn't that a TV antenna?
how about that?
It is. It's just like the one my grandma uses. It's totally one of those high-def antennas.
Wait, so if we hook up that antenna, we could watch TV?
Huh? Did someone say TV?
You know?
Well, Saturday morning Hina's here.
Are you talking about me?
Okay.
Anyway, if we can watch TV, let's do it. Come on, come on, come on.
You know?
So you're all starved for info from the outside world, huh? Alright, let me work my magic. And you'll be quantum leaping your way to TV land before you know it.
I mean, I get the reference, but what's he talking about? He's just fucking yapping. There's really a ridiculous number of monitors here. And the mastermind's been using them all to spy on us. I mean, we knew that, though. Wait, I think that one is my room. What the fuck? As long as I have this. Huh? Look at Master go. It's like a feast from the eyes. How much is monthly membership? She's just fucking yapping. There's a bunch of computers all lined up. They look like high-performance PCs, nothing like the ancient laptop Alter Ego was installed on. They're all on, but they all seem to be locked. So what? We can't do anything? Just use your fighting spirit to force your way in. Damn, if only Chihiro was still alive. Bro could have been a hacker. What century are you from? The mastermind must have been using these to monitor the network. An alter ego. You may well be right about that.
What?
But there's no point in thinking about it now. You're right. This door's kind of creepy. It's got a picture of Monokuma on it. What could be inside? No luck. The door is locked, huh? What if you use that key that opened this room? Let's give it a try, just in case. And nope. Nope, no good. It won't even fit in the keyhole. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. The mastermind's dead, right? So nothing's gonna happen to us. Yeah, I guess you're right. I can't stop thinking about that door with Monokuma's picture on it. But worrying about it isn't going to do me any good. Hina's right. The mastermind's gone, so there's nothing to be afraid of anymore.
You know?
Huh?
Oh. What's wrong?
Good news for all you Saturday morning kiddies out there. I got the TV working.
Really?
Now all we gotta do is switch it on.
What?
Then do it.
Friggin' idiot mastermind. All you guys need to cut free from your regrets of the outside world.
What the heck?
And they were sitting here watching TV the whole time. They really thought they could get away with it.
Oh.
Huh?
What's going on?
Huh?
This is... It's the feed coming from the surveillance camera monitoring this room, isn't it?
What the heck?
Huh? That's weird.
Come on.
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
That's really weird.
You're weird. Weird in every way possible. Not just weird. Super weird.
But...
What the muffin?
But this TV isn't hooked up to anything but the antenna. So how is it showing the camera feed?
Well...
Did you try changing the channel?
Oh, good idea. Let's give that a try.
Hiro went through each channel one by one. But on every channel, it was just us. It was a live feed of us standing there in the data center.
What the heck?
Is it broken or something?
Could it be...
No, there must be some kind of trick to it. Some weird setup.
A trick? What kind of trick?
Actually...
I'm not sure, but...
Huh?
Huh?
What?
Huh?
What?
What?
Been a while, you freaking masters.
Monokuma!
Huh?
How? You're supposed to be dead! dead. Don't be freaking stupid.
What?
Hey, you're acting kind of strange. Something seems different.
Of course.
Of course I'm different. Evolution is perfectly natural. After all, I've been hibernating for 2 years already. Not even. It's been like a day and a half at most. How are you alive again? Oh yeah, that's it. The looks on your faces right now, sublime. That's what I wanted to see. The moment you went from hope to despair. Don't tell me you pretended to be dead all for this moment. Why would a bear pretend to be dead? You're the ones who should pretend to be dead when you see a bear. I mean, that's totally laughable. It makes me laugh. I'm laughing. I'm gonna laugh now.
Well now.
And that's that.
Shing!
Well, it's almost time to cut off your past. Well, it's almost time to cut off your past so full of hope and begin to despair at the future ahead of you. I want you all to have way more fun in this killing game.
Huh?
You can't be serious. You have to keep going.
Let me out of here!
No, we were supposed to get out of here. Get out of here? Are you still obsessed with getting out of here?
Unbelievable.
How do you not get it? There is no getting out of here. And besides,
Yep.
this life isn't all bad, you know. I mean, there's stuff you won't like about life no matter where you are. Are you serious? This place is the worst. If it's the worst, does that mean you're in despair?
This fucking guy. Monokuma, when I catch you,
Well
Monokuma.
now.
Whew, I'm pooped from all that laughing. I guess I'll just get to the point now.
The point?
Hey,
You guys really struck gold when you found that TV. Yes, indeed. That TV is an essential part of your school life here.
What?
I knew it was hiding a secret of some kind.
What the heck?
But I connected the antenna, so why is it just showing us a surveillance feed?
Look how attentive they are now. Well then, I'm gonna let you in on a blood-gushing secret and tell you about it. That TV is absolutely without a doubt displaying the signal coming in on the antenna.
Huh?
Uh-huh? But what does that mean?
What the heck?
It's displaying the signal? But it's just us standing here.
unbelievable.
Ugh, you're so stupid. Don't you get it? Fine, I'll just tell you.
Thrills, chills, kills!
This killing game is being broadcasted live to the entire world. It's the most popular thing on TV.
I think that's because it seems to be the only thing on TV.
What?
Extreme!
This killing game is being broadcast live to the entire world. It's the most popular thing on TV.
It doesn't matter how many times he says it. I don't know what it's supposed to mean. I mean, even if I understood the words, I'm not sure I'm understanding the deeper meaning.
Huh?
What? Broadcast live to the entire world? What kind of bad joke is this?
But that's...
Even Byakuya's stressed. It can't be. Have they taken over the airwaves somehow?
Oh no!
The camera feed is being broadcast? No way, that's impossible.
Phew!
That kind of overconfidence is a major weakness in your crisis management system, you know that? All you need is one weird trick that I found. In hijacking the airwaves is easy mode.
Are you being serious right now?
Of course!
I heard a kind of creaking, but the sound was coming from my own mind. Like a boat tossing in the ocean, my mind had begun to creak and groan.
Hey,
Everything has a meaning, you know. All those hints I gave you, all those tantalizing tidbits about the school's mysteries. Even me luring you here right now. Why would I do any of that without a reason? It was all for my captive audience to show them true despair like they've never seen before. I became the director of despair-based production. This is the ultimate reality show, the best in despair entertainment.
What are you saying?
You're lying! If this was on TV, the police and everyone else would be going crazy.
Yeah, there's no way they wouldn't have tried to come and rescue us.
actually,
What if they already did?
Huh?
Yes, indeed.
But then again, it's not really any of their business, right? Sure, some people might yell at their TV and try to warn you, but who would actually come here to help? Don't you think that's possible? I don't really know personally though, so whatever.
This can't be.
But to take control of all communications like that, you'd need an astronomical amount of resources.
Yup. So how could things have come this far? Well, that's a secret. There's something you all need to do first, remember?
What?
Of course.
Yeah, duh. There's a little business of...
A body has been discovered.
Oh.
After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Huh?
Huh? Class trial? Do you mean...
It's the Monokuma file.
I'll leave the next Monokuma file right here. Everyone give it all you got, okay?
Heart-pounding excitement.
Okay. Things are gonna get pretty crazy from here on out. You're in for a heck of a
I
ride.
can't wait. I can't wait.
And then he was gone. Reality was incomprehensible, the truth hopelessly out of reach. All we were left with was despair. We stood there for I don't know how long, frozen in place. I couldn't think. It took everything I had just to keep myself standing upright. I don't understand any of this. What's despair entertainment, and how is he still alive?
I'm sick of this.
I thought that finally we could get out of here. And plus, what did he say about a class trial?
Stop talking.
Well, that part's obvious. The class trial is the class trial. What it means is that at this point, we have to figure out who the culprit is. Figure out who killed Kyoko. What?
What the heck?
What are you talking about? I thought Mukuro Ikusaba was the one who died. The victim was female, right? Kyoko certainly fulfills that condition. And if Monokuma is still alive and active, that means that the mastermind, Mukuro Ikusaba, isn't dead. So naturally, that body can't belong to her, so it must be Kyoko. There is no other possibility. The body is Kyoko's? Kyoko's been murdered? No, it's not possible. Because I don't know anything about her yet. I don't even know who she really is. To have it end like this... I don't believe it. I refuse to believe it.
Quiet.
Whether you believe it or not doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. If you refuse to believe, it's your responsibility to uncover the truth for yourself. Myself? Anyway, we'd better begin.
But if we're gonna have a class trial, then that means the killer.
That's right.
Correct. It must be someone participating in our school life. Wait, so you're saying one of us killed Kyoko? Well, that's not precisely what I'm saying, no.
Huh?
But you just said...
Stop talking.
I don't have time to explain now. There's a veritable mountain of issues I need to confirm. So I'm going to begin my search. If you value your lives, you'll put everything you have into this. That is how the game works, after all. What the flip? Well, damn, we holding this on fire. Yeah. Well, I better start by checking out the Monokuma file. Due to an explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the actual victim was. The unidentified body. Could it really be Kyoko? Or... I have no choice. I have to investigate. I have to uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened, or we're all dead. I need to go back to the scene of the crime. Back to the garden. Well, thanks for walking me there. Okay, time to get started. I need to check anywhere that may be important, from one end to the other. I just need to do what I always do. There's a knife laying on the ground. Is this? It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. The Monokuma file said the knife went all the way through the body from front to back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Either way, this knife. It looks really familiar. Wait, is this? That's it. It's the knife that person was holding. This is getting really weird. There are just too many strange coincidences. Whoever the person in the mask was that attacked me that night, they were holding that knife. And that same knife was used to stab the same masked attacker we found here. So, maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked, I was in a kind of trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife. And maybe then I... And if this really is Kyoko, it would mean Kyoko is the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No. No, it can't be. There's no way. These look like fragments of something. They're all burnt, so I can't really be sure, but I feel like I've seen something like this before. But where? Wait, was it there? I'll have to double check that later. I guess I'll talk to the boys. Listen, Makoto, do you remember how the body looked, you know, before it blew up? If I remember right, it was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Also, there was a knife sticking out of the stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently, the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Byakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody. But for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it.
Okay.
Wow, thanks. That was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked.
Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better too. So, thank you too.
So, who does that body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to faint anymore.
Byakuya?
Good timing, Makoto. I wanted to talk to you.
What do you want to talk about?
So, in other words...
I'd like to hear your alibi.
Alibi?
In other words...
Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night.
Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. But why are you asking about that now? And what's nighttime got to do with it?
Naturally.
Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma. Hiro's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was no body here.
In other words...
So the murder could only have taken place at some point during nighttime after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night.
What?
Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's room to get them.
At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all 4 of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko.
That's right.
And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well.
What?
But you never came to the door. So where, precisely, were you? I'm telling the truth. I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so... That's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? I was thinking about that fucking audio where it's like, my intern told me you made music for gays, or gay people. And she's like, I do. And the guy's like, well, I don't know why you're looking at me. I'm not the intern. And she's just like, so, what now? It's literally this. So, what now? You seem to be at quite the disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? Okay, let me look at the body. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. Alright, well, let me look. Yeah, we know. Ooh, Kyoko wears gloves. How's she gonna have, like, inch acrylics on? Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. They're really long. They seem like they'd get in the way of normal activity. There's also something on the back of her right hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it looks like it's a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. The upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion, so it's totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on the part that was on fire, the top half, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? Oh, middle? Oh yeah, for the stab wounds. The white jacket the victim was wearing got totally burnt up. There's only one little piece left. The lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped the bucket of water on it. Which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? Well, the way you say it means that there's something strange about it. Yeah, I would love to step away from this dead body. What the flip? This is the panel that controls the sprinklers. They're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said that the time positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Wait, hold on. So the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then, if the body was here before then, the sprinklers should have gotten it wet. Which means the murder must have taken place... I remember there were some chickens in the chicken coop. We're missing a chicken. I count 4 chickens. Huh? 4?
Yo!
What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course. There were precisely 5. Yeah, right?
Huh?
What's wrong? Bestie, there's only 4 chickens. There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. Huh? That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared.
What?
I was just down here before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then.
What?
What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world.
Conspiracy!
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. Even if a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to ignore Hiro and focused on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? Or what the flip? Okay, what else? The Monokuma flower, huh? Is it true? Does it really eat paper, plastic, and people? Anyway, I don't think it's related to the case, so I think I'll just stay away. Fair enough. Over here, oh, the shed. Shed moment. Just to be sure, I take a look at the tool shed. Wait a minute. This room is dusty and disorganized. In other words, pretty stereotypical tool shed. Tool shed. Is this a tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. The top is wet and covered with mud and grime, but the underside, it's totally clean and completely dry. One side of the tarp is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. That's the one thing in here that concerns me. Alright, so I guess we're good.
In other words, that's...
I haven't seen everything. Did I not talk to Hiro? Oh, you know what? I might have not talked to Hiro. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay,
You're
and...
serious.
Oh, well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock, as usual, and I headed for the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. Then I headed to the gym where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to go get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it then? It's a little after 8, I believe. Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. That's right. It'd have to have been right around 9 o'clock.
You know?
So now you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we could say for sure that the body was found at 9 a.m. Okay, my job's done. That's a pretty small job. I think I've checked everything I need to in this area, but I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check, specifically the fragment I found before. There's somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions, and I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? If that's true... Was that also Kyoko who attacked me in my room last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never much of a person to talk about herself all that much. Oops. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. For the key to her room,
It's all clear now.
I will simply limit your options. I can't allow you to engage any further in suspicious activity.
What?
Limit my options.
Just give up.
Give me the key to your room. I don't have a choice. I have to see if he'll let me borrow her room key. Oh my god, he thinks I'm sus, though. Hey, Byakuya? If you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it later at the class trial. Oh no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect after all.
What?
Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then, will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see.
Goodbye.
Depending on my mood, I may go with you. Or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay, then in the meantime, I should look around elsewhere. Maybe I should check out that one area. Like how they're like, you remember, right? Which I do, but... But they're like, you remember? Like, do you remember, bitch? Manabuba. Monokuma's laying dismantled on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here.
You know?
I just found something. What is it? It's...
Huh?
It's what? A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure.
What?
A bomb? That bomb went missing. There's no doubt about that. The fragments I found in the garden. Okay, I've checked out everything else I can think of. All that's left now is Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. Byakuya, can you please come to Kyoko's room with me? You think you can go soon, Byakuya?
Let's go.
You wanted to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well, let's go. Wait for me! Byakuya went... Oh, sorry, I can't read. Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him on our way to the dorms. Well then, here we go. Byakuya took out the key and slid into the keyhole, but then... And it's open. Looks like it, thanks. Yippee! We're going into Kyoko's room. Oh, so her room is just as boring as mine. Word. So, this is Kyoko's room. Well, I'm just gonna snoop on everything. Me, personally. Here's the bathroom. She might have certain articles hanging out to dry. I'd better not look inside. Listen, she might be dead. What does she care? There's something on the table. It's a wood block decoration.
What?
What is that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. The lockers at those really traditional public bathhouses use them for their lockers. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. That's for commoners. That doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that.
It's certainly possible.
But if it is a key, I think I might want to know what it unlocks. Really? What? Unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go to. The dojo. Alright, well that's literally everything in this room, so I guess we'll fucking leave.
Such ignorance.
Oh, sorry, my fault. What did I miss? Oh, do I need to actually talk to you?
What?
You wanted to come here, right? So what is it you're looking for? Nothing in particular. I just thought we might find some kind of clue here. A clue that might help us understand Kyoko.
Come on.
You can't be serious. That's why you made me take time out of my search to come here? Sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you have something more concrete, something to give us some sort of direction here. More concrete. Oh, I know! Earlier, Kyoko gave me something. Huh? What is this?
It's true.
Considered a symbol of my determination. Don't open it yet. Only open it if something ever happens to me. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Found it. What's in the envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it. Well, something has certainly happened, so open it. Okay. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets.
What?
That's all that was in there. Yeah, it looks like it. Bitch, it looks like she printed this. Where do you get a printer, Kyoko? Or is your handwriting the same font as, like, Arial sans serif? Under the sheets. What could it be? But could something be hidden under the bed sheets? A part of me didn't expect to find anything, but as I lifted up the sheets... The mastermind when they realized this shit was right here the whole time. I found a crumpled up piece of paper. Class 78 student registry. Mukuro Ikusaba?
I see.
It appears to be Mukuro Ikusaba's profile. Yeah, looks like it. That's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room, along with the key.
God, you're so annoying. Fine, I'll tell you. It was a key and blank. That's it.
This must be the blank that Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing, and this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Okay. I made an effort to pull myself together, then looked down at the profile sheet. I can't read Japanese, what this shit say. Name Mukuro Ikusaba, sex female, the ultimate soldier. Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood, and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information, and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, that she received battle training of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. If only she didn't, Jesus Christ. The ultimate soldier. A mercenary group? This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in. It's like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction and the other's sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different this is. That was how I saw things as just an ordinary person, but then...
I see.
I never imagined I'd hear the name Fenrir in a place like this. Huh? You recognize it?
Naturally.
The Fenrir... Fenrir? I don't know if I'm saying that right. The Fenrir Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of a world totally removed from the one I live in. I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard says that Fenrir has already...
Found it!
Whoa, I feel like our hero is becoming a bit Oh, wow, I can't fucking read again. Whoa, I feel like our hero is becoming a bit player, and a bit player is becoming our hero. It's you!
What?
What have you got in your pretty little... Monokuma, please. What have you got in your pretty little hand there?
What?
Uh-oh, you found her profile. So what if we did?
Hey, come on now.
Don't freak out on me. I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivores, you know.
What?
Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about those regulations of yours. Of course I am. A proper school life is built on the dedication to organization and order, which is why even I, the school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself. Oh, so you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well?
Of course.
Absolutely. I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is, now can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting? Interesting? It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in the killing game. I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I?
I was thinking I should probably clarify that.
Hey,
Oh my god, remember when all these people were alive and not dead? Me crying. It does make me sad. The first class makes me sad. Oh, sorry, I don't even think I read that. When you first got together in the main hall, there were 15 people there, right? I think the first meeting may have led a little to a little misunderstanding among you all. A misunderstanding? Are you saying?
in other words,
That's right. There weren't actually 15 of you.
yes, indeed.
The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16.
16 then.
Mukuro Ikusaba, the
16th
16th student,
lying hidden somewhere in this school. Watch
the
out
one
for
they
her.
call the ultimate despair.
Kyoko, Kyoko, when I get you, Kyoko.
Watch out for her.
How many times do I have to hear this? The 16th student, Mukuro Ikusaba. She's part of this school life. So the one making all the regulations is...
Why?
Why?
Huh?
Huh? Did you say something?
Why are you telling us this?
Oh, well, because... Like I told you, the killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And since we've got so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page.
What do you mean? What? I get you, Kyoko. Kyoko's dead. Listen, she still got a corpse though, don't she? Listen, I'm gonna march up there to the... What room was that even? The fucking garden? I'm gonna choke her out. She's already dead, but she needs it. Let me in. Let me in. My fucking controller decided to disconnect. That's epic. They're trying to stop me from finding out the truth. They're turning off my controller.
I don't want to make up a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know.
Yes, indeed.
Let's just wake up, too.
Makes sense.
Well now.
Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you.
Revenge?
I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kirigiri, so I'm gonna share a little secret with ya.
Seriously?
Hey,
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in and day out all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but she wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see.
What?
Pooh. Okay, now that's all you get.
Kyoko wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars? Wait, so on the back of her hand... The tattoo... Wait, but no. Monokuma specifically said they were scars, right? And that's why Kyoko wears those gloves, to hide the scars. Which means... those fake nails on the corpse... Are you thinking about Kyoko again? Huh?
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap?
Such ignorance.
God must have oh god, sorry, I thought he was God, comma, not full sentence. God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was a student here.
That's right.
Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules to the game. So why would he tell us that, and why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to the case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of the 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Mukuro is related to the case.
It's certainly possible.
Perhaps she's the one who killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her part of this school killing game. Mukuro is the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began.
What?
But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind.
It's all clear now.
Mukuro Ikusaba isn't the culprit. Oh, what makes you say that? We thought Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point.
So in other words,
Mukuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense then to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Mukuro and come up to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. The way you say it, it definitely does seem possible. But if that's really true, if Mukuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out if that key and the dojo are really connected.
let's go.
Well, are you coming? Are we partners again? For now, anyways. I'm gonna talk to him. Hurry up and check that locker. That's what we're here for, after all. Yes, dear. Which one was it? There are wooden lockers here. They use woodblock keys, just like at those super traditional public bathhouses. It looks like the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go to one of these lockers.
I see.
Makoto. Sorry, he says like a very sharp T on the Oto. Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right?
Very strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found on that locker, right?
That's right.
Well, just try it. Okay. Damn. I took out the woodblock key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock. And... click! The locker eagerly accepted the key and it opened. There are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made out of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's a wadded up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. Is that a bloodstain?
I see.
If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow? But how could it possibly be involved? Bloody duct tape has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Is something wrong?
Very strange.
It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps... Byakuya? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. Huh? What next location?
What?
There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenrir. Fenrir? You mean the mercenary group that Mukuro was part of? But how are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in this school would you go to do research on something? Research? Are you talking about the archive? That's right, the archive has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to.
Let's go.
We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. I believe there was a file related to Fenrir somewhere over here. Byakuya seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to the shelf in the back. Ah, here we go. He quickly returned with a file in hand.
I see.
Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? Bro, what do I need to learn French for? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever. I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Aw, look at us. No, don't disconnect my fucking controller again. God damn it. Hold on. Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they had acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting internal tension within the group, and they simply imploded. I'm assuming Mukuro just fucking killed all of them, and that's why she came back.
What?
What? What is it? This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our our reality. The only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So, did anything jump out to you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it, the report said something about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? I like how he's supposed to be the one reading it, but I'm the one, like, looking at it mad close. That's right. It said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Listen, I don't know shit about shit, so. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting relating to that? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir? Could that mean... Oh. Right now? You want me to serve cunt? Tonight?
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us, organisms, the earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial!
Yippee-ki-yay, I presume.
So, please meet up in the usual spot.
I'm sweating.
See you later!
Then the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class
That's
trial.
right.
It would seem that way. Let's go. You better work, bitch. I'm gonna save. No kidding, I'm not gonna save a third time. But I am scared. I'm scared and I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Whoa, Miyaki and Makoto show up together. Now what do you mean by that? Why do you say it like that?
Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word.
Sorry? We were making out in the archives, obviously, right, Byakuya? We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? What trial are we on? What is this, 5? Right, because there was Sayaka, Chihiro, Hifumi and Taka. Yeah, we're on 5. Makoto ranked high enough for you guys to go off together? Just the two of you? Huh? What? Are you jealous?
Hey.
Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself? Yes, this is 5. Okay, that's what I thought.
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second? He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But... we stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen. Mama Kuma? Where you at? Then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma showed up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again.
What should we do? Should we keep waiting here, or... or what?
What?
Jesus!
Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that?
What? Made you wait? You've got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait.
Huh?
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here, now can we?
What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you.
Sorry, but you're wrong. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now.
If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look.
Hey,
Yo! Kyoko, when I get you, Kyoko. Sorry, I need a little sippy sip. My fucking throat. She's alive! I'm here, and no rule's been broken. Kyoko!
Ah! Kyoko, you're still alive?
No, that's a ghost!
Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some fun for later, right?
What?
But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late?
is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong?
You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later.
shing!
No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you.
When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko!
Ah, so you really didn't die.
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die.
Thank God. I'm so glad you're okay.
Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right. Now we gotta deal with the ghost. I told you, stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator.
Master, wait for me.
Good call. Who knows what might happen if we take too long.
But
I'll be happy when this class trial is over.
One after another, everyone piled into the elevator. But I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Hey, bestie. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you?
Correct.
So, I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that.
Whew.
I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then what did you find out?
So,
Just now, I finished my search and came back down, just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late.
However,
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to?
wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words,
I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What?
Just a second.
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over the details after we get through the trial. Okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation.
It would seem...
Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. The class trial is important important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Bro, I'm gonna save it before all that fucking chit-chat. Or after that chit-chat, I mean. Alright, get in since your ass one act, onions. Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. And the doors slid shut. Still the same amount of people as last time, but... This time, the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once more. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes, but it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was the blinding light of despair. Jesus Christ, it gets worse every time we come in here. Oh, sorry, I totally didn't even read what you fucking wrote, Monokuma. What'd he say? Hold on. Something waiting for this. I don't fucking know.
The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed.
Thrills, chills,
Let's get on
kills.
with the show.
Yes, Monokuma. Oh god, hold on. Let me take a sip because he's about to do his like despair this, whatever he says. I can't remember. A deadly judgment, a deadly class trial, that thing. And so, the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. I would love to save, thank you. I'll just save over this, that's fine. I don't think we have... Oh, no, we do. Increases the influence gauge by 5, effective. Yeah. Oh. I'm too poor to afford. I need to get rid of something that costs at least 2. Increases damage to the, I don't think I need this, right? Increases bullet capacity because I don't have reload on. Because I'm on baby mode, so I don't need to reload, so I don't need a bullet capacity. So I think we can take that one off. Actually, I definitely don't need this. Allows you to reload 2 bullets at once. Because again, like, I don't... Because I don't reload. What? Why can't I have this? Oh, it's an upgraded version. Fuck me. I didn't even need to go through all that. I was like, why can't I have it? Because you're dumb. Epic, let's go. Alright, let's look at our truth bullets. What if I hit the right button? That would have been crazy, huh? Nope. 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 Sorry. Nope. I want this. Monokuma file. Victims unknown. They were dead before the blast. Stabbed a single time. They've been struck in the head with an object as thick as a metal pipe. And their body was covered with other wounds, but these are at least several days old. Explosion. Burnt upper half. It's wet because we yeeted water onto it. The bottom is dry though. Fake nails were long, and there's also the tattoo. There was bomb fragments from the Monokuma. The sprinklers go off at 7:30. So if the body was there, it would have gotten wet. This is the timeline of events. I pretty much know. There's a knife. The same knife that they left me in charge of, which is now gonna bite me in the ass. The tarp is dry on one side and then wet and dirty on the other side. There's a missing chicken. There was 5 and now there's 4. Byakuya said that there was no corpse in the garden and that everyone was together last night. This is what the body originally looked like. Mukuro, we literally just learned that, so we should remember that. There's 16 people. This was found in Kyoko's room, and there were arrows. 10 in total. And then, along with the arrows, there was duct tape taped together, and there was blood on it. And Kyoko was on the 2nd floor. And that's it. Alright, let's stop delaying. Let's get in here. Class trial, all rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Kyoko's right in front of us.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No! That's a ghost!
But she has legs and stuff.
Listen, my ghosts have legs. Look at, he's got legs right now. You're looking at him.
Well, that's
He doesn't have
just
any arms,
because
though.
She's like the latest evolution in ghost technology!
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Girl, I need my chapstick. Hold on.
Her traits?
How big were the body's titties? No, I'm kidding. Kyoko's gloves. She wears gloves. That body didn't have gloves on it.
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
I do.
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
He feels so smug. You can tell he feels so smug that he gets to reveal that.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There was no way that corpse was Kyoko. But if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to... What are the options? Tattoo on right hand, exploded body analysis, fake nails. Fake nails. How's she gonna wear a glove with fake nails on?
That
Oops, sorry.
Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No.
No, that's wrong.
Makoto, when he has to actually do this, he's like, God damn it.
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails. Don't you think?
The way he said hands. Hands.
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
What do you know about women?
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Real.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Byaku's like, listen, I believe a lot of things that I know are true. This is not one of them.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Sprinklers, exploded body, tattoo on right hand.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
Me.
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
I know.
Think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition.
I know something you
And there wasn't any
don't.
description in the Monokuma file.
Well, if we can't identify the
No.
body...
No, I didn't mean to do that. No.
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
I don't know why my brain was like, hold it. That's
If
not...
Kyoko really...
Then who died?
There's gotta be some... I don't think so.
And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
Well, if we can't identify...
No, sorry.
No,
No, that's
it's
wrong. Sorry, it's my first day. I've never done a class trial before.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
A cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
Huh?
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh?
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
That was crazy. I didn't even finish hearing what Hina said because I fast forward. That's strange is... I don't know. I can't remember.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, what? I mean, kind of.
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
If you compare the tattoo to other information we have, the victim's identity should be clear. Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, the one lying hidden somewhere in this school, the one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Fenrir. Okay, I was right. The image that represents Fenrir is the wolf. Oh, Hangman's Gambit moment. Hold on, guys. I have to solve a word puzzle in my brain. Damn, being on baby mode, they really treat you like a baby, and I love it. Because that's what I'm here for. Where's the F, bro?
Now I understand.
Like, when I say I want baby mode, like, this is what I mean. Like, I don't want to have to do
The
any hard
representation of
things.
Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
Welcome back, Jay. You just missed us doing the investigation. We literally just started the class trial, so you're gonna be learning like you're one of the classmates that didn't do any investigating, i.e. Hiro and Hina. So we literally just started.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
We're trying to decide or figure out who the victim is, and they had a tattoo on the back of their hand that is associated with a mercenary group. So that's what we're discussing right now.
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir.
Kyoko is a ghost as well. Kyoko's not a ghost.
So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
She's not the ultimate despair. She's the ultimate
Maybe
soldier.
we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description.
Yeah. Yeah, man, sure.
All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
3K channel points because I was looking the whole stream. Hey, do you deserve, I guess.
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Then who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us, just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fuck you.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation.
Monokuma's the bigger man.
Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Of course he's gonna make me fucking say it, this guy. Based on what we know, there can only be two suspects. Me and Makoto. Sorry, I mean, me and Kyoko. I'm Makoto.
Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
He just doesn't know, so he lets you do it and takes the credit. Literally.
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle
He makes
Monokuma.
me answer the questions all the time. It's like, bitch, you say it.
The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs.
So you keep mentioning.
All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are us.
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Kirigiri's like, okay, I'm writing this down. I'm writing this down.
Exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it. I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
You raise these nuts.
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
I think it was like 9.
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
9.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around...
7:30.
Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m., and I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. Okay then, looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. Sprinklers, exploded body, fragments near the dead body.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, I would say that is true.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think.
I should think.
So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
The way he says it, objections.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
Okay.
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
I think it's this. Because
No,
the
that's
sprinklers
wrong.
go off at 7:30. So the body would be wet.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Your mama.
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
Sorry, Toko, but you're stupid.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words?
Who said that?
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
What did she mean by that? Because I knew what she meant by that, but why'd she say that?
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence, and that should do it. If we look at the body itself, that should make it clear. Bullet time battle. Okay.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! That's enough! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I'm right about this! I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no!
Thank God I don't have to reload.
Anything. That's enough! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I'm right about this! How can you say it wasn't the
This should prove it.
I didn't even check to see if there was different ones. I just really shot that being like, yep, that's it.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if
Jesus.
the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi? Which would mean that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing.
What?
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
Sure.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
Makoto was like, now what the hell?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
Why not?
What are you...
Makoto's like, now wait a damn minute, is she blaming me?
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
He's like, wait a minute.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A certain something. Why am I helping her? I could just not say anything.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
That's crazy! Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she make it look like I'm the killer? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp, if it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? And there's no blood on the tarp. But the body...
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone else is gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. Body before exploded body, fragments. Body before the explosions, that's when we saw the blood.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
I feel like I
It's
don't
'cause
usually...
that side was protected from the
I don't
water.
usually talk during these.
Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Yeah, but it should have. There should be blood on it.
No, that's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Exactly. This is crazy.
Oh,
Welcome to Danganronpa.
yeah, true.
Everything's crazy.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Huh? The blood was camouflaged?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office.
They could have.
That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
This is so interesting. Kyoko makes it entertaining. They got blood from right here in the garden, which must mean the chickens.
I got it!
Yo, whoever killed that fucking
Could it have
chicken,
been
your days are numbered.
Chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
Kyoko kinda.
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder,
Many people
there
agree
were
with
5
you.
chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
Yep.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken? And then covered the body with its blood?
I guess so.
Man, that's messed up.
I know. Count your days.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
Well, how do we know they didn't?
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
What? Forced to say. What? Forced to... Oh, I don't know. What?
They covered it beforehand?
Beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
W reading. Listen, sometimes when I read the comments, or I guess like the chats, I don't always read up the whole thing. Sometimes I'm speed reading, especially because I'm trying to
Here's what
trial.
happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp,
Yeah, but that means I still couldn't have done it because yes, I could have killed the person beforehand, but I would have had to be around at 7:30 to take the tarp off of the body and to put the blood on it.
they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
Exactly.
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body.
But I never got to go back because I was with Hina at 7:30.
They'd be done in no time.
To run all the way up to the 5th floor and back down before 7:30? I don't believe that.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
That's a fucking lie.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
Kyoko Kirigiri.
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
If I was Makoto, I would have started crying. To be honest, me too. I literally I'd have been like, I can't do this no more. Would have started bawling my eyes out right then and there. Entire class would have been like, what the fuck?
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
I can't handle myself when everyone is upset like that. Listen, I would have just gotten so frustrated that I probably would have started crying.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
I was afraid you were gonna bring this up.
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before.
I know Makoto's sweating.
That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
This is like so much circumstantial evidence that's just piling against my ass right now. They're sending me to the gallows. What's more important, now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? We can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it anyway. So what to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? You bitch, you set me up! Huh? Me?
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
Guys, this is not what it looks like.
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Makoto's crying and screaming right now.
Then why did you hide that fact?
I didn't hide that fact, I just didn't bring it up.
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed.
Uh-oh, Makoto's dying inside, I
The
know.
knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
That's crazy. Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. Disguised dead body, exploded body analysis. I didn't fucking see what that was.
The knife we found lodged in
Fragments
the
in
dead
the body.
body.
No, I don't think that's what it
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
I know.
So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Fuck you guys. We've already established that the coat was put on after the tarp was removed, which means the knife was thrust through the coat into the body. Wait, yeah, so she would have been dead
The
already.
knife we found
Why is
lodged
Toko
in the
speaking?
dead body.
I don't know, she got her privileges
It's
back.
the same one we gave to Makoto.
No,
It
she's not a
really is,
serial
isn't it?
killer. Her
I was
alter
afraid of that.
If
genocide Jack
he
is
did
though.
have that knife before,
But she technically has
then
never murdered
that
anybody.
seals it. Makoto did it.
just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Why'd he kind of sound sassy when he said that?
Getting stabbed is what killed her.
No.
No, that's wrong. Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro.
Why are they saying that? Listen, because Makoto missed it the first time, so he asks everybody to say exactly what they just said, but again.
That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her!
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Why would I use the knife you all knew I had to commit a murder? The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot? No, there's no way that's possible. The exact condition of the body was written down for us to see in the Monokuma file.
I got it! The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Then the knife...
was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but... what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
Spontaneous combustion.
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
That was such a teacher response.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
Yeah, spontaneous combustion.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
Tell him, Naegi. Yes, dear. The only explanation I can think of is the fragments.
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right?
Oh no, admit trial. Okay, I'll wait, Tiny fragment though. From what I remember seeing it, it was actually quite large. Oh my goodness. No, yeah, like the shard was pretty big. For him to be saying tiny, that's a little wild to me. Let me know when you guys are back from ads. You know, I can listen to this music for a little bit. Yeah. You're back, we're back. Okay. After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right?
That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
A bomb!
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect, you, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine, I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Back in another non-stop debate. He's trying to frame Makoto for the knife. I definitely am feeling a little framed about something. It was me, I did it. Ken, I knew it. Why'd you kill
Then, shall we
Mukuro
continue
Ikusaba,
the
the
debate?
16 students lying in someone within the
victim's
school?
fatal
The one they
injury
call the
has
ultimate
yet to be
despair. Watch
determined,
out for her.
correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Also, I think that
Yes.
first thing was not true.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right?
Right.
Then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury
has yet to be
Yeah, fuck you, guy.
No, that's wrong. Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
Huh?
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
Toko, stop talking.
I feel the same way! Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Oh my god. Tell him, Makoto. Tell him, Naegi. The real murder weapon. These.
I got it! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
An arrow? That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kinda weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hina for doubting it, because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
I also
Are you
agree.
sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, 'cause in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Yeah, you would think that, wouldn't you?
No, that's wrong.
But they duct tape them bitches together. There's blood. There's blood on it too.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon.
Anyway.
As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
That's literally not true. I saw you in there the first day that goddamn thing got unlocked.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
Yo, he's eating this up right now.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto?
Tell him, Makoto. Dot.
What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer.
A murdering murderer, Makoto.
You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I have evidence? Evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo. It's the lock. Because it was, or the key, because it was found in her room.
I got it!
There you go, there you go.
The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Because I found it in your room.
But you'll remember one fact.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime.
It wouldn't be the first time a girl tried to frame me for murder. The first one was Sayaka, obviously.
This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
Makoto's just too nice.
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
She was protecting me? Then does that mean she... She knew I was being attacked. And she came to my rescue. Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko... She killed someone for me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
You're asking me?
I should know.
Oh, no, she was talking to him. What? Byakuya should know better than anyone? What does that mean? Because she didn't have the key to her room. Byakuya did. When the body was found.
Those words you
That
just
doesn't
spoke.
matter.
What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room.
Which you
Correct?
Oh, sorry.
But
Sorry, I forgot how to.
could I really
use
have
the
done
button.
that?
Because you didn't. You couldn't get in. Yes, but what do we shoot this at? I think.
Those
Let's
words
see.
you just spoke. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
No.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide
'Cause I'm not
something
trying
from
to prove
me!
something to her.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
This, I think? Because this is the proof.
No, that's wrong.
Check Discord.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
Oh, no, for sure. No, for sure, Ken. Don't even worry about it. I have to do it for my own sanity.
Huh? Why not?
She didn't even have the fucking key.
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room,
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
it would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
But, I mean, I couldn't put that in your room either. No, that's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us. An obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie? Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is a trap the Mastermind has laid for us. The Mastermind's trap? The Mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko? But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... The Mastermind's trap? The victim was Mukuro? And Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The Mastermind's trap. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. You know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What do? I have to decide right here and now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. Guys, what do you want to do? Do you want me to do a poll and you can choose? I feel like, you know, I feel like I should let you choose. Just Maybe not choose, but maybe I'll let you influence my decision. Pull, pull, pull. Which? Pursue. Also, I'm in caps for some reason. So, it's gonna be in all caps. Or run away. Run. Here, you guys are gonna have a minute. Start. You can choose, you can choose. And if nobody chooses, then I get full pick and you guys have no choice. Who voted for run? What the fuck? Listen, I kind of know what I want to go for, so if the only answer is run, I'm definitely not gonna go for that. I'm not running. Okay, I think I'm gonna fuck Kyoko. I'm gonna pursue it. Maybe you didn't confirm it. You did pursue. Okay, well,
There was a lie
let's
hidden
pursue it.
within Kyoko's statement just now.
You're not gonna get away with this, bitch.
A lie?
Isn't that right, Kyoko?
You said it. The burden of proof is on you. So let's hear it. Where's this lie, then?
Kyoko is definitely lying, and it must be because there's some other deeper truth she wants to keep hidden. Okay.
I didn't have the key to my room because I'd given it to Byakuya. There's no doubt about that, right?
You are correct.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
No, because you told me you have like a secret lock
No,
breaker.
that's wrong. No, Kyoko could have gotten into her room.
Respectfully, this is the route that I would go down because, girl, I gotta put me first.
You said so yourself, didn't you, Kyoko?
Actually, to be precise, not quite. I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school.
What?
Monokuma's secret tool?
Kyoko stole it from the headmaster's room. It lets you get into any room in the school, which means she could have used it to get into her own room.
Then I guess that's it.
You're giving up just like that? You admit to killing...
No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost.
What are you talking about?
Like I said, this was a trap, and I wasn't able to escape it. So I lost. That's all this means.
Huh? Then, are you saying you really didn't... Kyoko, you really aren't the killer?
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
I'm sorry to say, but your time is up! All done, all finished. The class trial is all over.
But that's ridiculous! Since when is there any...
It's because you were late, so the trial started late and time ran out. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you. But I guess we already know who the blackened is, don't we?
Yippee! Kyoko?
Good job, you got it right. Brilliantly right.
We got it right? Does that mean Kyoko really is the killer? But something strange is going on here. There's something wrong with this whole class trial. Kyoko!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Oopsies. Bye-bye, Kirigiri. After school lesson. Oh no, welcome in. Oh my goodness, thank you Kokichiyoma the Dice King for the follow. I hope you enjoy your time here. We're definitely gonna be hitting the other Danganronpa games, so don't worry. We'll see your fave clearly. Oh god, oh no, Kirigiri. Would hate to be her. That one rich boy Byakuya. Thank you also for the follow. Here, let me bring my little PNG tuber back. And that's how the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba came to an end. I still had to wonder whether Kyoko was actually innocent or... Regardless, the truth was lost forever. Even for me. I just stopped thinking about it. That was the end of Mukuro's class trial. Nakito the Trash King too. Are you guys all friends or... What a pack of you. Hello. That was... Yeah, I've read that. And in the end, it would prove to be our last class trial. Well, that wasn't that hopeful ending. Yeah. Once that case was over, there was never a single murder at Hope's Peak ever again. We had obtained peace in exchange for the lives of all the others. Peace, but only inside the school. Peace, but only for us. That was the only hope we had. Hope. Hope. Hope? This is hope? Hey, not the bonk.
No, this isn't right.
Makoto's like, snap out of it. We're not doing all of that. Hope. Huh?
Makoto, why are you staring off into space? Don't you have a rebuttal for Kyoko's claim?
Her claim? Oh, that's right, I have to. Do I expose Kyoko's lie or not? Also, if anybody remembers when we hung out with Hiro, he said that the mother of your child would also be the mother of my child. And this is the ending that he was talking about, the one that we just did. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? She's not wrong. I have to think about this very carefully. What do I do? I have to decide right here and now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. I guess, like Elsa, we're gonna let it go. I've made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There had to be some secret here. Something that had to do with the mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal?
The funny thing is that Togami was just holding Toko's dead portrait. I know, that's my favorite thing, because she just mysteriously died off screen.
Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact?
Yeah.
I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room, that it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
I swear when she died, he really said yippee. No, he 100% did.
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time.
Bro was probably the happiest he'd ever been.
I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Yippee!
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
Nah, I know damn well you're not talking about me.
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong.
That's wrong, literally.
Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you?
When she died, he really said. Yeah, pretty much.
Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
I'm getting screwed over.
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
Voting? Monokuma's trying to silence me. Damn. I'm getting... It's 69 medals! 69 Monokuma coins, and I'm gonna die. Jeez.
Now, who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
I fear they're gonna make the dreadfully wrong choice, Monokuma.
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Makoto's sweating for real. This is a cursed screen. I don't want to be guilty. I'm too young to die. He really put us all on mute, for real. Wait, you think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You've got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone.
Good job.
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right.
No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
It makes perfect sense.
Shing!
It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way.
Thrills, chills, kills!
It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment.
Wait, why do I... Kyoko!
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Makoto has been found guilty. Time for your punishment. Suddenly it's not as fun when it's me in the hot seat. This does look more like Makoto's execution than it did Kyoko's. Because it's kind of like a plain ending for a plain guy. I love Makoto though. After school lesson. Would not know what this bro's feeling right now. If this was me, I'd be crying. It'd be bad. Get up out of the chair and run the other way. I always assumed he was like tied. Like his feet were tied together maybe. Alter ego! Not the bong. I think that ultimate luck was kicking in. This is the worst situation, but we didn't die. Huh? Listen, I could have actually just died there if Alter Ego didn't somehow kick in.
What's this? What's going on? Hey, was that?
Yeah, it had to be.
This is...
Alter Ego.
Alter Ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell, I don't believe this.
Alter Ego fucking Uno reverse card Monokuma. He was like, oh, you thought you seen the last of me.
It would seem...
It seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words...
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us. Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. That stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again.
Yaha!
To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit, in a way, that's an even better special punishment. Ugh. Boo-hoo. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo.
Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
Calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time. Huh?
In other words...
Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
So...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. No, this is the second Uno reverse card in Danganronpa. The first one was when Celeste said, I'll burn you alive. And then she didn't even get that. She wanted to be burnt at the stake, but then Monokuma put the fire out and also crushed her with a fire truck. So she didn't even get that. The massive high school towers over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable. A government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There's only 78 classes. How has it been for hundreds of years? There are two things you need to attend this school. One, you have to have already been attending high school. 2, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student can enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gates of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. Huh? What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of the hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Gah. Finally, I could finally feel my body and mind start to come back together again, and then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast, dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in there until I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remember all too well what had happened. Alter Ego saved me. And he put up the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First was to start looking for a way out of here. Okay, little garbage moment. Let's look. Is that an airplane? How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? Oh, now we've seen this before. That's a rocket and a tank? I'd better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. What else? This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down here with me. That shit doesn't even look like it has a doorknob on it. It's locked. Rattle, rattle. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon. I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. But that's still not enough a reason to give up, because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. You know what? And amen. Me too. Okay, so here's the execution so far, but with silly nicknames. Balls Attack, Mondo Butter, This Girl is on Fire, Ha, You Thought Alter Ego. No, those are pretty accurate, especially just like, you thought Monokuma, you thought. Alter Ego really ate that day. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. Sorry, let me get back into it. I can't stop laughing. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left, after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed, and all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. Crunch. What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage, oh god, jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? Oh, whoa. No, I did not want to click. I did not want to click that. I want to click this. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled. Oh my goodness. Moons with a raid of party of 4. Welcome in, everybody. Oh my goodness. Yo! Thank you guys for raiding. If you're new, remember to follow. We're playing some Danganronpa. We just almost got executed, but it's fine because it malfunctioned and we landed in a trash pit. And now we're trying to get out of said trash pit.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. Oh, it's my friend!
It smells awful.
My friend was in that trash bag. Well, welcome in, Raiders. Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You've got a little bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash and then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Bread! And H2O! Kiri coming out of the trash like, surprise, Sade! Literally, welcome. She got, at least she brought something with her. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. I mean, to be fair, this looks like a pretty safe space considering there's no cameras. Thank you. I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. Phew, I really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up, then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. Wait, was that in the bag? No, it's probably like in her pocket. I imagine she had like it wrapped in a napkin, at least. No, it was just raw dogging in the trash with her. Kyoko! Break me out of this shit. But Kyoko, why did you come rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt. Or no, to atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
Even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that! You didn't abandon me! No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but... There was a reason that I had to survive, no matter the cost. Alright, go ahead and explain it. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive...
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. Huh? So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least, I did. Once. Once? Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot? But that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible.
Huh?
Amnesia? Then, is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
I'm hanging Kyoko above my bed, excuse me. What does that mean? Is that the waifu position?
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient.
Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory.
But why would they want to do that?
There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plans.
So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
And it could also mean, somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time.
But if what you said is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that, we all worked as one, and the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us.
What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right?
The mastermind? One of us? If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me.
But why me?
Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but...
I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Gah. It's just like that dream I had before, but... No, my cat knows I'm having a bad day, so he jumped on my bed and started rubbing his face against my cheek. See, this is why I love cats. They get a bad rep, but like, they're just little guys, and they're so cute. Why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey.
Even now, I still trust you, you know. It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I never asked you for your help right away, so I understand if you're not convinced.
Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So, how did that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there are a lot of things I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability.
Which is? You mentioned your ability?
My ability. What everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective.
She's the ultimate detective, you guys.
The ultimate detective?
What do we think? What do we think?
Correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy. There was someone I had to find here in the school.
You had to find someone? Who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy.
The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster?
Because he's my father.
What?
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak.
Kyoko's dad is the Hope's Peak headmaster?
Then that explains. When Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way.
Huh?
No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
No matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on?
Yeah, she loves saying that.
In other words, my memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him.
That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto,
I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
So...
The room had been ransacked, the shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there?
However...
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So, what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is... The moment I saw it, I realized. Whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important. And really ominous.
However...
Which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means... Everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her?
Anyway...
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole the key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words...
In other words... The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
Hey.
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. Hey. I could have been the victim?
Indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... Wait, so they could have killed me, but they weren't gonna kill you? What? During the night? I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
Anyway...
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms, and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
I ran into your room, and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However...
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
Correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all had to be the work of the mastermind, an attempt to try to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all of this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you. Because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
Oh, my cat is sitting on me. Listen, it's the best seat in the house, I guess. If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that. They're the ultimate despair?
It would seem...
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're...
Indeed.
Make no mistake. They're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Somehow, Chapter 5 felt so short and so long at the same time. Sheesh. Oh my goodness. Dream Island Rocket. Woohoo! Yes, I would love to save. Do, do, do. This music slaps so hard. Can we get some dancing dinos and chat things? The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began to broadcast it around the world. The most desperately awful people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now...
Anyway...
Right now, we have got to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey, Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... click! What would we have done if it didn't work? Like, just died together this time? Yes, it opened! Yippee!
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free. And there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Yo, it's me and the boys! Ultimate pain, Ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel, extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into the darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. Bro, that would have made me more nervous. Yeah, but now that you said that, I'm kind of getting nervous. Maybe talking will keep my mind off of it. So, Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So, how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among us actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains... We'll always come back to this image of Makoto on 4chan. Before I came here, when was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose, to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that. I feel bad for Kirigiri trying to go up these with heels on.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future.
However...
But he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and as young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. And I could tell that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
But there's one thing. One thing I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me, even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of that door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that the hatch on the ground near the... Oh, God. Remember the hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Looks like we're back.
Whew.
But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out... And I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
Then let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out, and it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What do you think is going to happen isn't.
Because
the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. Well, what does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us to go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Oopsies. Okay. I'm not gonna walk there. I'm going to teleport there. Hey, Monokuma, bestie. Tell a friend to tell a friend. She's back.
Well now, well now, well now, well now.
Hey.
Kyoko I don't mind so much.
I don't believe it!
But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here?
That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay?
Pung, pung.
You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
Shing!
If the guilty parties exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again.
Angry!
And this time I won't leave anything to chance.
Kyoko,
Right.
do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
now,
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
Huh?
Huh? I lose?
Hey!
You! Explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
because
Well, you set up the latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be the chosen. I can't read anymore. I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right?
Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting, because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. Gah.
However,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to an aid even if you'd killed it.
am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it surely would have been a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right?
And that means I lose. You talk a big game. You're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto.
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't.
Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence.
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only ever one absolute truth.
Pung, pung.
And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type.
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared for another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence.
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice.
So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again, only this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial. One last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word.
Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed.
Barry.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So time for bear jokes. Now, what you've suggested might be possible. It certainly wouldn't make for one honey of a climax.
In other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms.
Listen, it's like I'm fucking talking to Teddy from Persona 4, but just way more evil.
Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain myself!
Let's have one final grisly showdown.
He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
You guys!
So for this final face-off, you have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here.
All the mysteries.
That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain myself!
then you'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along.
Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of the school,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of that,
We'll all face execution, right?
I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me?
We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
I'm lurking the entire time, and this is so interesting to listen to while gaming. This is why I love Kyoko, literally. Oh my goodness. No, it's good. It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement.
You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that.
Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception. Then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro...
It's a very polarizing approach, I know. But okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd he go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry!
I'm done talking. I have nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya?
Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here.
Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go?
I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishments later anyway. I need to start getting ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. Kyoko is currently printed out in a picture of my iPad. Oh my gosh, Jay. Enjoy, I guess. Monokuma unstable laughing seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. Enjoy. Listen, man, I don't know. What do you mean by that? I don't know. What do you mean by that? I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have now is because of you.
However,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so...
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
Because...
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let their guard down, like I said. So when was it the mastermind let their guard down?
So...
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said that they hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
Listen.
And what do you think? Oh, what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However...
And yet, somehow, the mastermind was able to do it.
In other words...
But, think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
So...
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost, us killing each other. They wanted to show the world?
It would seem...
Sorry, I should have had a longer space on the they wanted to show something and then us killing each other, but I was not paying attention. So, listen, indeed, how it's just because we have been with Kirigiri for such a long period in a row that we're hearing all of her voice lines like on repeat. It's not as bad when it's broken up by other characters. The mastermind had been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other words...
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off into the world. Wow. Show that off to the world. But why?
Correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey.
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
That's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair. The mastermind wants the world to see that, to try to prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet, that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words...
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world, the mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
At the very least...
At least, that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves?
Indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of the regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work. Now I'm just writing it down, so oh my gosh. I don't know, maybe you are that wild.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that... Oh, sorry, that's me. And when that fact was exposed on live to the entire outside world, The mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove the world had despair is better than hope, they had to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have shown it that they'd violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
Whew.
But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least. I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earned another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have just been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone and destroy the masterminds. Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Anyway, right now we have to go find the
shall
others.
we go?
They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Sure. Oops, give me this. Map. I think I'm gonna find, the others and then call it. They're somewhere in the dorms. I'm gonna check the dining hall because they love to congregate there. And suddenly we were greeted with... Oh, sorry, I didn't even realize it was nighttime. You again. Is he broken?
Whew.
I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Oh yeah, it's nighttime. The dining hall's supposed to be locked, isn't it? Ah! It's my boys!
Makoto?
Yo! I think this deserves one of these.
All my fellas.
Yo! Doo-doo. All my fellas. It's literally all my fellas. You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
Look, even why does Togami kind of look happy to see me?
You survived?
Yeah, you know I'm a survivor.
Jeez. You're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
He sounds impressed.
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
I'm not. Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what is that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks.
Ah,
It's Makoto! He smells like a wet dog. Get away! Shoo! Shoo! And in a flash, my tears dried up. Sorry, I'm a little trash boy. You stink! Are you rotten?
I'm telling you!
Rotten physically, mentally, every way you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. This smell is so smelly. Super smelly. You smell worse than me. Way worse than me. I win. She seems happy for some reason.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain. Explain what?
But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial.
Huh?
Last class trial?
In other words,
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right?
No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap? Did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just,
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here.
For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. So knowing all this, what are we gonna do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school.
Huh?
Every last mystery?
But
But we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Oh no!
Everyone?
I hate you.
Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without us talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I mean, okay. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
anyway,
At this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words,
Interesting.
they both say in other words, I never realized that. In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
but
But figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Mukuro, and all the school's mysteries?
It's a pretty tall friggin' order.
Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all of those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Okay, Kyoko, what the fuck, bro?
Uh-huh.
I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone.
And now why the fuck not?
He's just trying to match with her.
No, Kyoko's being a hater right now.
You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step into Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable.
Huh?
But why?
So, in other words,
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro, and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them?
that's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now?
What?
You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It certainly is a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but...
I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right?
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. Oh, it's nighttime, but it's not nighttime.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
Girl, we can't go to bed?
Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Are there multiple endings? Technically there's 3 endings. And we've gotten one of them already. How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time to talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can only rely on myself, on the Tagami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Yeah, Master! He didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream, or coffee. You're totally useless. So bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. Simpler. Oh my gosh. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
Just a second!
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same.
But...
I mean, It's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
'Cause, I mean...
But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died.
Huh?
Makoto! That's really nice of you to say.
But
still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
okay.
So I figure, at least here at the end, maybe I can or I can find something that'll help us get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed off into the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
And once again, I'm gonna be leaving you guys on a little cliffhanger. Let's save. Return to the main menu. Meow. Yup, you'll have to wait to see what happens next. Because this is where we're calling it quits here for today. Let me get our lo-fi beats on. Yippee. Let's see, who should we raid? Is anybody on? I just got here. I'm sorry, llamas. I'm sorry. It's just terrible timing. Alright, let's look. Who's live right now? Or if anybody wants to guide the raid, feel free. Let's look, let's look. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Moons is dead. He's dead in VC? What do you mean? He just fell asleep or what? I'm scrolling, sorry. Bear with me, bear with me. Bear with me. I'm trying to find somebody. I'm trying to find somebody to raid. Let's see. What are people playing these days? Yippee! VR chat, clone hero, DBD, my abhorred. The game hurts me in so many ways. Let's see. Sorry. Bear with me. Bear with me. This person's playing Animal Crossing. Do we need like a chill game? Do we need to play a chill game to relax? Ooh, this person's playing Kingdom Hearts 358. Hold on. Oh, they're BRB'd right now. This is the worst time. Alright, this person's playing Animal Crossing. Let's raid them. Just for funsies. Where's my thing? Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Stick with the raid and support some other people. Next stream will definitely be tomorrow, but I'm not sure what I want to play just yet. I don't know. It really depends on if my sister wants to use the Steam. Yeah, stick on with the raid, show some support. And until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see ya. Bye-bye, bye.